to this episode of TrailtheOutdoors.com. Today we're here speaking with Scott Perz, our FLW Walleye Tournament Pro. Next week we got the first FLW Walleye Tournament coming up. This is going to be Scott's first pro appearance. With Scott, you've fished co-angler since 2009.
Yeah.
Done fairly well. 3 top 10 finishes as a co-angler.
Made the championship every year.
Every year?
Every year.
Championship. What are your thoughts for your first year as a pro?
A little nervous. A lot of big boys are going to be there because this year they've guaranteed the prize money for first place. It's up to like $50,000 without the add-ons with Ranger sponsorship and Evinrude, things like that. So all the big boys came out of the woodwork, and so I'll be banging heads with them.
Yeah. Who do you fear the most out of the whole crew?
I would have to say, well, Dan Steer's going to be up there. I fished with him on Lake Erie last year. We did quite well. I think he ended up placing third. They're all going to be tough. Shakoyet, Kevin McCoy. It's pretty much a trolling tournament, which favors me. I trolled on Lake Michigan for years as a charter captain. So all I got to do is find the right pack of fish, and hopefully there's 10 8-pounders in there for me.
So tell us, how did you get involved in tournament fishing?
A friend of mine from Minnesota, he was in it a year before I was in the co-angler, and actually the first tournament 3 or 4 years ago, he says, oh, they need co-anglers, jump in, and I said, nah, I didn't want to get into it, but then the following year I joined up, got in all 4 tournaments, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, learned a lot, because I never really specified, specific walleye. I like to fish salmon and trout and everything, so I learned a lot.
As somebody who's fished the co-angler side, what would you recommend if somebody was kind of on the fence?
I would say do it.
Do it.
You learn a lot. I mean, the pros aren't out there to, they really teach you. They're out there to win the money, but if you pay attention, they're not going to spend a lot of time trying to teach you how to do it. They'll show you and tell you how to do it, and you just got to try to do your best to do it. But it's an awesome learning experience. Plus, you get to fish a bunch of different lakes and different techniques.
Yeah, right. Scott's trophy room here, as you can see. Any specific fish, memories you want to share with us?
These walleyes are pretty nice. They're from Canada. Actually, my son and I each caught one the same day, and caught a northern the same day. It was a real expensive trip.
Yeah. They all are. What can you do? How old were you when you started to fish?
I was in the bottom of a boat when I was a baby. My dad used to take me up to Sturgeon Bay. Our family used to go up there camping, and I have pictures of myself with a bottle and my hand tied to a rope. Yeah. Tied to the boat. I mean, I've been in a boat since I was a baby.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned earlier you used to Lake Michigan fish as well.
Right. That's where all these salmon came from, was Lake Michigan. That's a 30-pounder that I got there when Greg was in high school, so that was probably like 8 years ago or something. Yeah, I charter fished. Did quite well. Actually, I took second place in a big jackpot tournament. Won $10,000, second place.
Oh, it's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So what kind of tips, techniques you going to focus on this year on Erie? I know you mentioned trolling.
Yeah, trolling. Going to look for the clean water. I'm going to try a lot of things that guys don't really try. I'm going to try running spoons, trolling spoons, because the charter captains do that.
Right.
But none of the pros that I've ever done trolled spoons. And I mean, we picked up a lot of fish, no real giants, but I think that's going to be key for me, is pick up a limit, get 5 fish in the box right off the bat, and then go for the big boys.
And then upgrade from there.
I also was thinking about if we have a blow day, which you usually do in pre-fishing, I mean all the time on Lake Erie, the wind is a factor. I might trailer my boat down to the river just to see if, because that's where they spawn in the flats, and they go in the river, come out of the river, because that won't be wavy.
Right,
rivers
right,
don't
right.
get too bad.
Yeah,
during the
not
winter.
as bad as the big ponds at least.
Yeah, right. Especially Erie, because Erie, I don't know what it's a shallow Great Lake. It's the shallowest Great Lake we have, and the shallower they are, the wadier they get.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So that's my plan. Troll some spoons, try all sorts of weird stuff to start out. You know, try to locate some pods of fish.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Once I get the fish located, and I'll go to the, trolling my reef runners. They're probably
Okay.
my favorite baits. You know, and
This is your interview with Scott Perz. You'll be seeing him a ton of a lot, hanging around TrailtheOutdoors.com. He's an accomplished hunter. He's going to be bow hunting with us this year, chasing the whitetails. We're going to be following his tournament trail all year round. You'll get all the news from us first thing on TrailtheOutdoors.com. Stay tuned and follow Scott as his quest as a pro in the FLW Walleye Series. And I want to thank you, Scott.
thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Stay tuned for what's to come.